Okay, hello guys. In this video I'm going to show you how to do a quick installation of udmx. I know there are tons of videos online, but then it's not that easy, and so I'm going to try and simplify it for a beginner. I'm a beginner, and so all the problems I have encountered, I'll try and streamline it so you can just do this the easier way. First of all, this is the device udmx from Alexander. There are tons of other manufacturers. This goes for less than $20, or just a little bit over $20. I got this from AliExpress. You can get it from other vendors. So basically how this works is that you download the drivers for your device, your udmx device. There are tons of drivers online depending on what will be compatible with your machine. And for example, I use Windows 10 64-bit, and so you have to check your device and its specs, and then you download the drivers. I have a link down there, check it out. You can download the drivers for the type of machine that you use. And so let's get into it real quick. We first of all have to download the drivers, like I said. So this is mine here. This is the folder for the drivers. It mostly comes in a zip folder, so you unzip it and you have it, save it at your location like this. And so when you check the spec of the machine you use, and that's going to determine where you install the drivers and how you go about it. For example, I use Windows 10 64-bit. So what I'll have to do is that I open my folder, open this, and take this file, libusb0.dll. This is what I'm going to copy into this. You go to your system, you open Windows System, WOW64, you open that folder and you copy this file to this folder. Normally you don't get this like this. You have to rename this file libusb0_x86.dll. This is what you have to rename into this once you are using 64-bit. It's very important for this to work. And so once you rename this, you copy it to this folder, and so you realize that I already have it here. And so here it is. You copy it to this folder, and then the next thing you want to do is you go back to your drivers folder and you copy this file udmx.dll to the same folder. That's if you are using 64-bit. You copy it to it, and then you are done with that regard. Now what you want to do is to plug in your udmx into the machine, and so let's get that done real quick. Once that is done, you open your device manager, and so I have device manager open here, and you realize that it will be open here, not under USB, but it will have its device open here, lil USB win. And so what you do is that you click on it, it opens for you udmx, and you open to properties. Now because I have the drivers installed already, you wouldn't see it as this, as the device is working properly. And so you have something like this. It will ask you to update driver, this kind of thing, where you have to install the drivers. And so you have to install it from here. But then before you proceed, the developers of udmx did not actually get it digitally signed. Sorry. So you can see here, digital signer, not digitally signed. And so Windows will not actually allow you to install the drivers. What you have to do is go back to troubleshoot and then put that off. There are tons of videos on YouTube, and when you Google how to go about it. And so you have to put that off, and don't worry about your machine. the Windows 10 that I use, for example, the machine that I use, once you install it and you want to go back, it will ask you to go back to the same period, the same process. So your machine is not actually vulnerable, and so you are safe on that. And so don't worry, just go and put it off and come and install the driver. And so once you come here and install the driver, you are done. And then you go back to your software. And so, for example, see the driver details. After installing it, you see some things like this, that you have all these drivers installed, and then you are good to go. So when you come back here to your general, you see that this device is working properly. I want to emphasize that you have to copy your udmx files to this folder, this to your system w64 to this folder. Other than that, it won't work. This is how this works, so you have to pay attention to this, and you should have a smooth way of installing this. Once this is done, you can open your freestyler. I have mine open here, and then your lights should be good to go. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll do another video. If you have any questions, just leave comments and suggestions below in the comments. Subscribe, and let's do this. As a beginner, I'm sure we'll grow together.